Hello, welcome to Up the Villa podcast. We are back for another episode, cramming the content in these days for you all with our predicted lineup episode with Justin and Ryan. Only feels like we did a preview the other day, and we're back again doing this one. So, how are you both? All right?
We love it, don't we? We love it. Can't get enough.
Some news that's come out for our pre-season. We're heading down under, which I'm really excited about that, because we've spoke about on the podcast before about Villa commercially with the North Stand getting better at making money. But I just feel like going on this tour of Australia in that part of the world, which Villa have never ventured into before, is just going to be really good for the club and to get more fans. And to be fair, me and you, Ryan, we plug the pod and plug it on Facebook and stuff. And there's a real big Australian group on Facebook, and I'm buzzing for them because, how many of them have probably watched Villa, and it's just going to be great that Villa are going over there and they're going to be able to watch Villa for 3 games. I'm just buzzing for them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, we've got a good affiliation with Australian players, haven't we? My man, Mark Bosnich, being the top one, he's got a good punditry gig over there as well, so I'm sure he'll be bigging us up. And obviously, Yedinaku's still at the club as well. So, big Australian personalities, big legends of the game. So it'd be good to get the brand over there, and get the Villa brand over. And big game against United, Brisbane, and probably the Championship leads.
I mean, to be fair, if United are going over there, then I'm happy that we're going over there because it just, we know what a power in football they are globally. So I just feel like if we're doing what they're doing, then I guess it's okay as long as we're doing better than them on the pitch anyway. So, Justin, you got a nice little T-shirt on there. What are you wearing?
Yeah, I've just got it off someone from Twitter. Oh, that's right, isn't it? Yeah. Me McGrath T-shirt. It's TK. A lot of people know him on Twitter. 3 p.m. Saturday. His Twitter handle. He's doing these T-shirts. He's doing all different kinds of names and stuff. So obviously, I'll plump for the McGrath one as the iconic Villa player. So yeah, it's good actually. It's a nice T-shirt.
You did one of them classics then, though, didn't you? When a new signing tries to kiss the badge and he's like holding the wrong side. It happens to the best.
Because I was looking at the camera and I was thinking, "Where's that gone? Where's it gone?"
It happens to the top podcasts. Don't you worry.
I've done it. Okay, that's going to be clipped now, isn't it?
Oh no! Look, what do these guys know? He can't even pick his badge on his top.
Oh no. No,
cool. So we'll get straight on in there then. Our predicted lineup. These always do go down well, and it's just a general Villa chat. So in the comment section down below, drop your predicted lineup for Aston Villa v Norwich. Subscribe to the channel, help it grow. Get on this journey with us and like this video as well. So always start with the easy one. There's nothing to say really other than Martinez.
We never get that one wrong, do we? Never. Nailed it every week we have.
100% success rate.
To be fair, I don't know whether we've got one of these predicted lineups bang on yet,
This is probably going to be the hardest one. This one, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So we have spoke briefly in the Up the Villa WhatsApp chat. Justin's gone a bit rogue and a bit left field, but go on then, kick it off left back.
I'd like to see Ben Christine given the game. I know it's been I think there's a little bit of press gone out this week that he's talked a bit about him, hasn't he, Gerrard? And I think he has basically said at some point he will get a game. He'll get either a start or he'll come on. He'll make his first team bow. So is it too soon? I think if we'd have had 4 or 5 more points than we've got now, then I think it was the ideal game to chuck him in. And it may still well be, to be fair, because, it is Norwich. I'm not disregarding Norwich, but they're bottom of the league for a reason. So you're playing bottom of the league at home. it could be a good time to throw the young kid in. Left back isn't as pressurised as centre mid or centre forward or even centre half, is it? Because you are a little bit out of it and you're not always involved. So it might be a nice little game to slip him in. I don't know how Ashley Young is. I think, he's got to more or less pick up that left back berth now till the end of the season. But from what I've seen of Christine, from the Youth Cup win last year, when I went to Villa Park to watch it, and he scored the first goal, didn't he? And he looks a really good prospect. He's tall, he's quick, he's got a great left foot. So yeah, he'll be pushing hopefully next season, but he's got to get a game at some point. So why not chuck him in? So I wouldn't be averse to seeing him start on Saturday. And I think if he was in the starting 11 and it was announced, then the fans would get right behind him from the first whistle as well. So it could be a good time to throw him in.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was playing centre midfield as well that day, wasn't he? At the FA Youth Cup final. So just proves
he can play in numerous positions. Yeah,
just proves how versatile and technically good he is. Do we need one?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Right.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Alongside him, let's go captain Tyrone Mings. I think Mings starts, doesn't he? Unless he's injured, but I think Mings starts. And then alongside him, we'll go Konsa, who I thought had a decent game against Leicester. I know a lot of fans were calling for Chambers to come in, but he stuck with Konsa, and I think he had a real solid, decent game. And we'll go Matty Cash as well on right back. The back five is pretty easy to sort of pick, really. So we'll whiz through those. Go on then, Ryan. What do you want to see in midfield?
Oh my God. I still don't know myself. Ryan. Yeah, I know. I still don't know myself. I don't think Gerrard would change formation. I can't see him going two players deep. I can't see it. I think he's going to stick with his three, and his three up top. So with that in mind, it's a tough one because I think we're all excited by the prospect of Tim Irabunen. We want to see more of him, don't we? And it does feel like an ideal game to give him a start. There's been a lot of press about him. There's been a lot of good words about him. Then he backed it up with that performance against Leicester as well. But I just feel with Nakamba coming back as well, I think that Nakamba might just make the grade for this one, make the start, and then Irabunen to replace him possibly on the hour or 70 minutes. So I think personally, we might see the return of Marvellous Nakamba. And then in the middle...
I think I'd start, to be fair.
Irabunen?
No, Nakamba.
Oh, Nakamba. Yeah.
He came on, didn't he? I know it was towards the end of the game, and he has got a new chant as well. So I think that should be blaring on Saturday's new chant.
I thought you was going to sing it then.
Nah, if we win, I will. I'll save that until.
I'm clipping that bit then.
Go on, then.
You're dancing on the stage if we win 4-0. You said on the last episode.
Cross,
so you two could put on a right show. I'm just going to be the cameraman with that
sing and I'll dance. Sing, I'll dance.
Hold on, are you not having prawn sandwiches this week?
No, I've got a ruffin.
You're back with the ruffins, are you?
Balti pie and a warm pint this week, mate.
Shocking.
You wouldn't have it any other way.
No, mate, I love it in that whole tent.
Right, going back to the team, I would go with Irabunen. I know I'm chucking left fields in here for you, lads, but they're the two that are closest to playing. And I think, again, Gerrard said after the game, he's very close to starting. So it could be another good time to throw him in, couldn't it? Nakamba is obviously very close to fitness now. I'm just getting to the point now, and I'm not seeing the benefit of Douglas Luiz playing at the moment because we all know what he can do. His form's been up and down. We all know he's a very good footballer, but he's one of the two that hasn't signed a new deal. I think he runs out the end of next season like Chukwuemeka's, and they're the two big headlines, aren't they? That not signing deals at the moment for whatever reason. So I want to see us push on now with people that are going to be committed to us for long term. And Irabunen's just signed that brand new deal. The manager loves him. He's a centre midfielder, defensive centre midfielder, ideal for that role. Give the lad a start. Start him. Go with
him. Is there a case for them both to start then? Do you think? Do you think he could play two holders? I think he
Possibly,
started
because
that way. He started that way at Rangers, didn't he? With 2 holders
Yeah.
and then three up front.
And that allows you then to play 3 more attacking midfielders, which we'll obviously get onto. But you know, we all want to see Buendia play. We all know Coutinho won't get dropped, and Bailey seems to be getting minutes now, so it would allow you to play 3 of them. But that means leaving John McGinn out as well, which I don't see happening. Really, I just don't see happening. But I think I'd love to see Tim Miraboonen play. I think I would.
Cool. Ryan, then who else is starting in midfield?
I think you've got to give it to our local boy, ain't you, Jacob Ramsey. I think signing that new contract, he's going to be absolutely buzzing. So Gerrard doesn't like to drop him, does he? He likes to keep him in the mix. He's proper grinding him out this season in preparation for next. And I think Ramsey will start for me.
And then do you reckon McGinn then, or?
I think so, but it's hard. He's been in and out. It's been a bit inconsistent of late. Well, the whole team's been inconsistent of late. But if he is going to give it a bit of a mix-up and play the 2 holders, then, you know, I don't think McGinn could have any complaints, really. And I don't think it's exactly dropping a player at this stage of the season.
No.
He's rotating now. It's not, you know, he's not being bombed out the team because of performances. He's just trying something new. But maybe we get the 3 points on Saturday, and that just kills off the relegation talk, and then we can experiment.
I kind of just feel like I don't feel like we're going down, but until it is technically mathematically done, then I think I can't see him starting Irabunum and Ben Christine. That's what I think about that.
I don't disagree. I think you're right, but I think, but look out, like, if we do go for the 2 defensive midfielders, which I don't think we will, if you're telling me that Watkins, Buendia, Coutinho, and Bailey can't rip Norwich apart at home, then you know they would, wouldn't they? So I think it is a gamble, because we are that close to now just making 100% categorically sure we are not going down, which I don't think we are for a second. But I think it would show a big, you know, set of balls from Gerrard if he went with that. But he hasn't shown any inkling whatsoever up to now of doing anything like that. He just sticks with his tried and tested, which is a bit frustrating. But I think hopefully after this win on Saturday, we might see a bit of a change around then and playing some of these players.
Yeah.
Plus, also, it is important league positions, isn't it? The finance side of it, and next season, if we can, you know, 2 games in hand puts us back up to 9th and 10th again. So it is quite important to try and win these games. Like the likes of the Norwiches and the Burnleys and the Palaces still coming up with 2 difficult games coming as well. We have got to try and get maximum points from the easier games.
Cool. And then what are we saying then? 2 10s and a 9, or other way around? I feel like he might go 1 10, 2 9s, just because I feel like the 2 9s can occupy Norwich's back 4, and I just think because they are leaky of goals, and I think we're going to have a lot of possession and a lot of the ball, I'd probably edge towards that. But then we all know Coutinho starts. So the one of the number 10s is Coutinho, because at Villa Park, he's a different player, isn't he? So what do you 2 think he's going to do?
Two 10s, I think. I think he's going to shoehorn Buendia back into the side, and he deserves it. He deserves that opportunity to start, especially against his old club as well. Yeah, you know, you want to impress against your old club. And Watkins had a good game against Leicester, didn't he? Ran the channels well. So I think it might be Coutinho, Buendia, and Watkins order.
Yeah, see, there's just different permutations, isn't there?
But Norwich don't press very well. I think they're the worst for pressing out from the back. So is there more space? Is there more time for Coutinho and Buendia to link up and create those balls? But then having the 2 number 10 relies on having 2 bombing fullbacks. Now, Matty Cash all day long. It's whether Ashley Young has got the legs at this end of the season and playing so many games to support that role as well. So, you've got to. It's all a bit weighing it all up, isn't it?
I think I think he'll stick with 2 10s. I agree with Ryan on the Buendia and Coutinho thing. I think what I'd like to see is let's say he's going almost sticking with his normal team. So let's just go. He's going Louise, McGinn, and Ramsey. Just for example, for argument's sake, I would like to see Ramsey playing in the middle of Buendia and Coutinho. I'd like to see Louise and McGinn sort of playing not both defensive midfielders, but a little bit deeper, and allowing those three to play more. So basically, you're splitting Buendia and Coutinho, and they both can sort of control either side of the pitch with Watkins up front. So it would give Ramsey that bit of a leeway to get up and down and really support Watkins, I suppose, in attack, a bit like a late arriving sort of midfielder. I don't know. It's what's plagued him really for the last 10 games. He's trying to work this conundrum out of how does he set the right team out, which is what makes these predicting lineups so interesting to do because they're so hard to predict, aren't they? It should be called the unpredictable lineup, shouldn't it?
To be fair, it was a pretty good concept that I came up with because I just thought, it's so unpredictable. I mean, there's probably going to come a time where it's just literally the same team every week. But
I think it was. Wasn't it? When we first started, like every week it was like we're doing these in the same team. But ever since form was dropped, it's been really hard to judge it, hasn't it?
It was when we was winning, wasn't it? When we went on that run against Southampton, Leeds, it was just this is our solid nailed down 11. But you touched on it a bit, didn't you, Luke, about the way Liverpool front three operate, and I just feel like watching them, they hunt down as a pack, don't they? The three together, and they go together, and they're interlinked, and they're all chain system. Well, I don't feel we had that in any of the games, even in the games where it's clicked. I just don't feel like they've worked as a unit. It's more individual, and they're all doing their own thing. When they just need to come together and apply that pressure upfield.
And this is why I keep saying that I feel like once we've had a good pre-season, because I just feel like once it's all moving together, like once the whole team shifts and one presses and the next one goes, and that's what I think. Because again, I watched Liverpool and they're just class, aren't they? Like they're just so good to watch. For
the league position we're in, our front line is fucking talented, and you know what I mean. We're talking about Coutinho, Buendia, record signing, Bailey, 30 million signing, Watkins, 25 million, Danny Ings, 30. These are talented players. Yeah, Traore. Oh, goodness me. So it's just getting it to click, isn't it? And if it does click, it could be absolutely lethal, to be honest.
Looking back, this season's been an absolute stinker. It's been a shocker.
It's just the inconsistencies just killed us. It has absolutely killed us. I think it's just if we can get the midfield right next season, oh God, we could really, really do some damage, I think.
It's been so frustrating, isn't it? I mean, every time we've looked like we're starting to get things together, we get hit by the bus, don't we? Again, and we go on these terrible losing streaks and poor performances, and I don't know. It is really frustrating, but I think the sooner we just get it over and done with now and move on, the summer's going to be massive. I think he's got a huge job on the summer, not just on the playing side. I think the coaching team's going to look totally different when he comes back as well. I think he's going to shed a load of them, and there's a load of players there that just don't fit in. Don't think so yet. I don't think so.
I haven't seen him on the touchline for a while.
I haven't noticed, to be fair. I'll have a look on Saturday, see if he's there. But I know he's got. There's a few of them that sit in the stands now, isn't there? Because there's that many of them in the first.
I think come the end of the season there'll be a bit of a clear out of that because Danks come in, didn't he? McPhee come in, and then Dino lost his job, didn't he? So I think they're just giving it till the end of the season.
Tell you another thing that I've noticed for watching quite a bit of football recently is our frustration on corners of professional footballers hitting the first man. That happens at every single level. I watched Villarreal do it. What's wrong with it? Do you know what I mean? I don't get it.
Well, you can tell me that when you're on corner duty when we play at Villa Park, Luke. You can show us all.
I was just about to say that we've got our first training game on Sunday. Someone's got to take that corner.
Outside of the foot, you watch.
You on corners then, Luke? Yeah. Okay. Right. That's noted then. I'll just get a little book on corners.
I mean, some other news, I guess it's probably Villa related, isn't it? Jurgen Klopp's new deal, keeping him at Liverpool till, is it 2026?
Extra
Or
2 years, isn't it, on top of what he had? I
27?
think. Yeah,
So that would
27, I think it is. Yeah.
prolong Gerrard's stay at Villa, as some fans would like to say he's just going to ditch us at the first hurdle. So, Ryan, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Jurgen can stay there for as long as he likes, to be fair. Give Gerrard every opportunity to be a success. He has said, hasn't he, Gerrard, he wants to put a trophy in the cabinet. So with his illustrious footballing career, I'm pretty sure he will. He'll come good, man. And I'm looking forward to the cup runs next season. I'm looking forward to us having a real good go, especially the Carabao Cup. We've got such a history of that. And my long-term dream just to see us win the FA Cup. So I'm looking forward to having a good crack at them next season, and not a standard third round exit and a second round exit of the Carabao. Let's have a proper good go at it, man.
Let's do it. And then one more thing then. What about this banner? What are your thoughts, Justin?
I've got no problem with it, to be honest. I don't see the furore with it. I don't think there's been a lot. I think there's been more made of the people saying Villa fans are making a fuss of it than actually people have been making a fuss of it. So I don't mind it. He for what he did for the club, he will always be a Villa legend, won't he? And it's his first time back at the club. We never really got a chance to say thanks for everything he did for us. And hadn't he not been a Villa fan, it wouldn't have been such a big deal. I don't think we'd have just given him a polite clap when he came out, and that had been it. But the fact of who he is and what he did, I'll be standing up and cheering him when he walks down that touchline, as I hope 99% of the fans will. But the second that whistle blows, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Game on, and we move on. Gerrard's our manager. He's our sole focus now of getting us, up the table. We thank Dino for what he did, and I'll always be grateful, as we all will. But we move on. It'd be nice to see him, but hopefully we'll batter him.
Too right.
Right, I've no idea what team we've picked.
Get your answers in the comments.
Where is it?
Where's the
if anyone can decipher that, if anyone can decipher that, then
we
will be able to claim we got one right, because we just named every single player starting. So
just give us another half an hour and we'll write it down for you.
So we've got about a 16-man squad at home. Take your pick.
I think we're starting with 23, aren't we, on Saturday? I'll have a stab at it. I think it was Martinez, Cash, Concert, Mings, Young. We're going to go Nakamba, McGinn, Ramsey, Buendia, Coutinho, Watkins.
Watkins,
you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
What about your comment? What about Ashley Young's comments today? He said he reckoned he could play until he's 40, didn't he? Said he's feeling good.
Well, if he plays like he did against Leicester, fair play, he can. So
I think there's definitely a call for him to maybe move in towards the coach. I know we've just said we need to shed coaches, but I don't think I'd have a problem with him as a sort of player coach next season. Needed if we're desperate, keep his registration open in case we desperately need him, but maybe moving towards like coaching the under 23s or something like that, maybe.
Yes. And talking about retired footballers, we've got someone special coming on next week. So is it next week, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, it is, actually.
Newly retired.
I forgot who we got, but fixture-wise, but yes, we have. So on our episode out on Wednesday, we'll have...
If you want a clue, it's something to do with the team we're playing after Norwich.
Yeah, and it's come from a team that's new shirt sponsors Poundland. So,
I'll give it away, won't it?
There we go. Yeah. Right.
And we're not talking about Gary Poundland.
Cool. So we'll end it there. We'll be back for a fan camp. If any Villa fans want to come onto the fan camp, it's where the stage is after the games outside the McGregor statue. So
yeah, you'll see me dancing after the 4-0.
Up the Villa then. So
naked.
Soon.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.